Every single Hashira has suddenly turned into a demon. How strong would they be? Would they occupy the ranks of the 12 demon moons? Well, let's find out. Mitsuri, Lower Moon 3.
Come closer, handsome. You look delicious.
Mitsuri is the only wielder of the love breathing, a breathing technique that she made by altering flame breathing, which she learned from Rengoku. If Mitsuri was a demon, she would definitely be amongst the strongest and occupy the ranks of the 12 Kizuki. So, it's safe to assume that in comparison to the other Hashiras, she would occupy the position of lower rank 3. Mitsuri is a young and very beautiful girl, and this would still be the case when she turns into a demon. Her demonic appearance would entail wearing more revealing and sensual outfits. She would use a similar weapon as before, but it would be much longer and more of a whip than a sword. Although her whip would be flexible, it would also be powerful enough to cut off a human's head with one slash. Her personality as a demon would be completely different from her current one. She would have an immense craving and desire for men, with little to no interest in dealing with or feeding on women. Being a Hashira turned demon, she would possess both blood demon arts and her normal love-breathing techniques. In her blood demon arts, she may become capable of hypnotizing and controlling men, kind of like zombies that she can bend to her will and have them do anything she commands. This ability would affect all male humans once they absorb her blood. Since the lower moons are far inferior compared to Hashira's, Mitsuri would inevitably be stronger than the former Lower Moon 3, Wakuraba. Shinobu, Lower Moon 2.
Are you gonna be my next test subject? Oh, so exciting!
The insect pillar, Shinobu, is a Hashira that wields the insect breathing technique. As a demon, she would occupy the position of Lower Moon 2. In her demonic appearance, she would closely resemble an insect, more specifically, a butterfly. She would also grow a pair of gigantic wings that she would use in combat. Her nails would be laced with poison. These nails can infect and poison humans when they are cut with them. She would become quite nerdy and inquisitive, always wanting to infect humans with her poisons to determine its potency and to keep making it stronger. She would do this both for fun, to kill and devour, and for research purposes. Being a physically weak person, as a demon, she would always certainly rely on her poisons to kill humans and eat them, instead of gauging into hand-to-hand fights. She would retain her normal insect-breathing techniques as a demon. With her blood demon arts, she would be capable of releasing poison from her mouth into the surrounding areas on an immensely large scale. She would be capable of manipulating the properties of the released poison by making it either liquid, solid, or gaseous. She would be able to fight with these poisons however she deems fit. Her poisons can be solidified and made to take the shape of a sword, spear, whip, shield, or whatever weapons she so desires. A cut from these poison weapons would instantly make her opponents become infected and die. In comparison to lower rank 2, which was pitifully killed by Muzan, she would be way stronger. Tengen, lower rank 1.
Bow before your god, you mortals.
Tengen is the sound Hashira and the only shinobi amongst the ranks of the pillars. The lower rank 1 position would be his for the taking should he become a demon. As lower rank 1, he would appear like a typical shinobi, dressed in a shinobi-like attire, and have 3 beautiful female demons by his side at all times, a testament to his inherent polygamous nature. He would possess a harsh personality towards humans, but he would be more sympathetic and kind towards beautiful human females. In this state, he would have an immense godlike complex and an extremely flashy lifestyle, always wanting to be praised and reverenced by all. So, it's safe to say that he would be adorned with a lot of jewelry. His blood demon arts would of course be sound-based. With this, he would be capable of releasing loud, destructive screams from his mouth that can flatten a whole terrain and act as a repulsive force to repel almost anything in its path. He would also be able to produce sounds that can disorient humans and make them go deaf or lose consciousness. Would he be stronger than the previous Lower Moon 1, Enmu? This question doesn't even qualify as a debate, as Tengen in his human form was easily able to overpower Daki, an upper moon, with little to no effort. Obanai, Upper Moon 6.
You'll make a perfect meal for my snakes. Go get him!
Obanai is the serpent-breathing user and is one of the pillars in the Demon Slayer series. If he was to become a demon, he would look more serpent-like, possessing a long tongue. Think of early versions of Orochimaru from the Naruto series. This time around, he would have 2 big snakes around his neck. He could use these snakes as weapons, sending them to attack demon slayers. He would, of course, possess a cunning personality. His blood demon art would allow him to infect people with deadly snake venom, summon large destructive snakes to the battlefield, and strengthen his body with snake-like properties, wherein he can move like a snake and crush people by wrapping around them. He would easily overwhelm both Daki and Gyutaro if he fights them individually, but taking both of them on at the same time may prove difficult for him. What do you think? Would he be able to do it? Rengoku, Upper Moon 5.
Become a demon and surpass your human limits.
The Flame Hashira, Rengoku, would have 2 horns on his head with the same facial appearance but with bloodshot eyes. He would still wear a cape. but this time, one with pitch black colors having flame symbols engraved on it. His personality as a demon would see him become unsympathetic and exhibit disgust towards humans. His blood demon art would revolve around flames. This could let him summon and control flames that can be capable of melting steel. He would also be able to release steam from his body and cause severe burns on his opponents. Rengoku in this form would easily defeat the Upper Moon 5, Gyoko. Moichiro, Upper Moon 4.
Everything is so clear to me now. Being a demon is amazing!
A child prodigy and a descendant of Kokushibo, Moichiro, become a Hashira at the age of 14, with only 2 months of training. Being one of the strongest Hashira, Upper Moon 4 is a befitting position for him should he ever become a demon. He would always walk around bare-chested in this form, and his hair would be short and pale white. He would stop being forgetful. In fact, he'll become obsessed with reminiscing and remembering all the events, things, and experiences that he always forgot. Devouring more human flesh would make him unlock more of his memories. As a demon, Moichiro would possess the ability to alter the weather and create destructive lightning bolts that he can use in battle. His mist would possess hallucinogenic and aesthetic properties that can easily make his opponents see illusions and knock them unconscious. Nakime wouldn't hold a candle to Moichiro in this form. Giyu, Upper Moon 3.
Don't worry. It will all be over soon, you poor humans.
As a Hashira, Giyu is the 3rd strongest, thus making the upper rank 3 a befitting position for him to occupy when he becomes a demon. As a demon, he wouldn't change his outfit or any aspect of his appearance. He would still appear exactly the same as he was as a human, since he doesn't really care much about anything and he sees little to no importance in it. His personality, however, would revolve around him having extreme sadness for the existence of humans. His goal would be to eliminate all humans from the face of the earth because of the unfair advantage demons possess against them. And because he sees them as a weak species, Giyu would have a deep sense of justification that he is doing the right thing for the human race. Giyu's blood demon art would be extremely deadly against humans who lack breathing techniques. This demonic ability would let him squeeze all forms of fluid out of a human body, thus resuscitating and leaving them dead instantly. Furthermore, he would be capable of bending, controlling, and manipulating humans because the human body is made up of 60% water. This ability is formed in line with his personality and goals, the eradication of humans. But not all humans are weak, for instance, demon slayers. Hence, his ability would not affect humans who possess breathing techniques because they are much stronger, and as such are not part of his weaker species concept. Since his blood demon art is mainly aimed towards humans and doesn't really affect demons, Akaza would probably prevail against Giyu. Sanemi, Upper Moon 2.
Kill, kill, kill. Every last one of you humans.
Out of all of the Hashira turned demons, Sanemi would be the most wicked. In his demonic state, he'd have a lot of scars engraved all over his body, taking the appearance of scales. His skin would be so hard and tough that it can't be cut by ordinary demon slayers. Sanemi would exhibit an overwhelmingly evil personality. He would kill humans just for the fun of it, even if he doesn't want to eat them. He'd be more attracted to weaker and helpless opponents, and he'd enjoy toying with them and keeping them alive as much as possible, showing his sadistic nature. His blood demon art would grant him the ability to control wind on an unprecedented scale. He'd be capable of causing wind-based natural disasters such as hurricanes and typhoons. He would also gain combat-based abilities, being able to propel the wind around him to enable him to fly, levitate, and fight mid-air. He'd also be capable of forming wind blades and throwing wind punches. In terms of defense, he would be capable of repelling attacks by using the surrounding wind and erecting a wind-based force field around himself. The current holder of the Upper Moon 2 title is Doma, and knowing how incredibly strong he is, it would be impossible to predict the outcome of this fight. It would truly be a sight to behold. Gyomei, Upper Rank 1.
You are really unfortunate to stumble upon me. Now prepare to meet your end, Demon Slayer.
Gyomei is currently the strongest Demon Slayer and Hashira in the entire Demon Slayer Corps. This seems kind of ironic, given the fact that he is blind in both eyes. He's a master of the stone-breathing technique, not to mention that he is the only Hashira who doesn't wield a sword, but a mace instead. What if Gyomei was to become a demon? Being the strongest pillar, he would obviously occupy the spot of Upper Rank 1 in the 12 Kizuki. In terms of appearance, he would still retain his huge physique, and he'd have shining yellow eyes. He would no longer keep his hands in a prayer-like state, because this time around, he would lack remorse due to him having a sense of pure evil from Muzan. In terms of personality, it would be safe to say that he would still maintain his normal persona as when he was a Hashira, calm and collected. Being a Hashira turned demon, he would possess both blood demon art and his normal stone-breathing techniques. His blood demon art may revolve around earth-based manipulations, which would let him perform incredible attacks. Some ideas would be changing the terrain of his surroundings, summoning stone golems, and being able to use the earth to feel vibrations, which would allow him to easily sense and track his opponents. Gyomei in this state, however, would still be inferior to Kokushibo in terms of strength. This can be attributed to the fact that Kokushibo is a Hashira turned demon, and he possesses the second strongest breathing technique ever, moon breathing, as well as centuries of combat experience. Click on this video where we explained what the next Hashira generation would look like. Don't be shy, click it.